All right, let's dive into the life and incredible legacy of Sai Baba of Shirdi. He was a spiritual master whose influence honestly just transcends time and continues to inspire millions of people around the world.
So, how did a nameless wanderer become one of India's most beloved saints? Well, the whole story starts with a real mystery. A young boy just appears in the village of Shirdi, seemingly out of nowhere, completely absorbed in deep meditation. Then, just as quietly, he disappears, only to return years later. And that's when he really begins to set the stage for a spiritual revolution. Perhaps his most profound impact was his incredible ability to just dissolve the lines between different faiths. He created a space where true unity could actually happen.
And you can see just how he lived this unity. I mean, look at this. He lived in a mosque, right? But he gave it a Hindu name, Dwarkamai. He kept a sacred Hindu fire, the Duni, burning constantly. At the same time, he dressed like a Muslim fakir, and his go-to phrase was Allah Malik, which means God is king. He wasn't just talking about bridging faiths, he was a walking, talking example of it.
And this whole philosophy was captured in one simple, powerful phrase, Subga Malik Ek. It just cuts right through all the dogma, right? It means one God governs all. And that was the foundation for literally everything he taught.
And he really put this philosophy into practice. In his mosque, you had Hindus and Muslims praying side by side. He even merged the Hindu festival of Ram Navami with a local Muslim festival, creating a shared celebration that, get this, continues to this very day. He was building a community where unity wasn't just some nice idea, it was a daily reality.
Okay, so this brings us to his miracles. And yeah, Sai Baba is famous for them. But here's the thing, they were never just for show. Each and every one was an act of compassion, intended to deepen people's faith in something much bigger than themselves.
Let's take a look at one of his most well-known miracles. It started with something really simple. Baba needed oil to light the evening lamps in the mosque, but the local shopkeepers, kind of feeling mischievous, decided to refuse him.
So what did he do? Instead of getting angry or arguing, Baba just stayed calm. He walked over to a well, filled his tin with water, and started pouring it into the lamps as if it were oil.
And then, the impossible happened. He lit the wicks, and those lamps, filled with water, burned with a brilliant flame all through the night. This wasn't just some magic trick. It was this powerful lesson that turned skeptics into believers. It really showed that with divine grace, anything is possible.
His compassion just took so many forms. He healed people with sacred ash from his fire. He mysteriously stopped a cholera epidemic from entering Shirdi. He would somehow know about his devotees' troubles from miles away without being told. And there's this one incredible story where he's said to have thrust his own arm into a fire just to save a child who had fallen into a furnace in a distant village, taking the burn on himself.
So we've seen his actions, but what was the simple philosophy that drove everything he did? Well, it all comes down to two essential words: Shraddha and Saburi. He managed to distill his entire spiritual guidance into just these two principles, which made his teachings accessible to absolutely everyone. So the first pillar is Shraddha. This isn't just simple belief. We're talking about a deep, unwavering faith. It's that profound trust that even when things are really tough, a loving, guiding wisdom is at play. And that faith is balanced by the second pillar, Saburi, or patience. It's the understanding that good things take time. It's the strength to persevere, trusting that your efforts and your prayers will bear fruit when the time is right. Now, Sai Baba passed from his physical body back in 1918, but his presence and his message, well, they've only grown stronger with time. It's like a spirit that never left. Before he left, he made this really powerful promise to his followers. He assured them that his guidance would go way beyond death, and for millions of people, this promise is a living, breathing reality. And the proof of that promise is in the numbers. Today, Shirdi has become a global pilgrimage site. And think about this. On a single festival day, it can attract over 100,000 people, all of them seeking a connection to his spirit. It's incredible. So you can see this enduring presence. From his passing over a century ago, his influence just radiated outwards. His life story was published in the 1930s, and his fame just spread like wildfire.
And today, of course, Shirdi is a global destination, with temples dedicated to him all over the world.
So why does the story of a humble saint from a small village still resonate so powerfully in our complex modern world? Why does this all still matter?
Well, here is the takeaway. His life is really a masterclass in timeless values. He proved that unity is possible when we focus on our shared humanity, that real strength comes from unwavering faith and calm patience, and that compassion and service to others, well, that's the highest form of spirituality. This famous assurance, "Why fear when I am here?" continues to be a source of just immense comfort and strength for millions of people. It's a reminder to lean on faith when times get tough. So, this leaves us with a question to carry forward, right? In a world that so often feels divided and impatient, what can we really learn from a life that was built on faith and patience? The simple, profound example of the Saint of Shirdi might just offer a path toward the connection, compassion, and inner peace we're all looking for.